The most painfully out-of-touch administration in history strikes again. Joe Biden's millionaire Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has no clue how Joe Biden's economic policies are hammering Americans' bank accounts. Check out her shockingly tone-deaf answer when grilled on skyrocketing grocery prices.
Have you been to the grocery store lately?
I sure have. I go every week.
It's sticker shock, isn't it?
No, I think largely it reflects cost increases, including labor cost increases that grocery firms have experienced, although there may be some increases in margins.
And while Yellen can't answer basic questions, the media has a new 51 former intelligence officials style phony narrative to sway the election this year. Axios pumping out this garbage headline. It reads, quote, 16 Nobel economists see a Trump inflation bomb. Wow. I got to tell you, Jesse, 16. Does that equal 51 in a different year?
What are the chances the 16 maybe donated to Biden before? I think there's a pretty good chance of that. And this is what they do before the debate. You said it also earlier with the DHS secretary. Yeah. They're going to make an announcement before the debate. Biden's going to cite it, and then CNN's going to not fact check it. I called the 3 grocery stores next to Janet Yellen's house to ask if they've ever seen her step in. No one had ever seen her before. I also asked them if grocery prices are up last couple of years. They all said yes. She's a foodie. She loves to eat, not calling her fat. She just has a very fine taste in food. She's known for it. There's articles written about it. She went to Ray's County Smokehouse in Gastonia, North Carolina. A lot of press. We called them. Hamburger steak 4 years ago cost $8.99. Today it's $13.99. She goes to these places to eat, but she never asks how much prices have gone up. I don't know what she's doing out there, but it has nothing to do with inflation. I think she's transitory.
Well,
Take
you know
that.
what? And you know what? She's the one who said inflation was transitory. That's why you can't believe her. But anyway, Dana,
That's why I said it.
The fact that, look, potatoes are up 25%. Milk is up 35%. It's crazy. How could she not realize that and empathize with the American public?
Well, it's weird because a couple of weeks ago, they started going on the empathy route. And they would say, we understand, and that absolutely, it makes sense. And then they go right back to their statistics to say, migrants don't commit crimes as much as others. And actually, no, prices aren't up. But that number you just cited in North Carolina, that's almost exact mirror of the cheesesteak guy in Philly who said he used to charge $8 under Trump, and now he's charging $14. So that is something that people see every day. Plus, the other thing is that they have to realize that the American people have understood that Biden's green energy policies have led to the inflation that they're all feeling today. And we found out today, the AP reported that spending that drove up inflation all went back into the pockets of the Democrats. Right. So, for example, investors called it's called First Solar, gave the Biden campaign millions in 2020. They get rewarded with subsidies that will be worth as much as $10 billion. And one of their top shareholders literally became a billionaire due to that. And all this is happening while grocery prices for everyday Americans, the cost of everything that is up, gas, everything that you need to buy, home insurance, car insurance, the essentials that make life possible, all of those things are up while those monies are getting put into the pockets of donors.
You know, Greg, wouldn't it be satisfying if the Democrats came out and instead of saying, Bidenomics is working and you just can't see it, if they said, you know what, we feel your pain, we understand that these prices are astronomical, wouldn't that bring us together?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Can you put Janet up there again for me? If she if Janet Yellen really wanted to explain inflation, she could just point to her hair and say, look, I'm obviously having to cut it myself.
Oh, my God.
I kid. I find her adorable. She looks like the type of woman that would have pie cooling on the windowsill.
Oh, yeah.
And have a bouquet of aromatic soaps in the powder room. But she's also an economist. And how do you know that? She said inflation reflects an increase in costs. That's why she's a millionaire. Meanwhile, how did Biden explain inflation? He blamed greedy corporations. So we can make fun of her, but she's not the villain here. Biden actually said it was greedy corporations who were hiking up prices. This is a man who knows nothing about economics. She actually undermined him because she said things cost more because under Joe Biden, things cost more. What are you going to do?
So who's the villain?
Well, I think she's part of the establishment. I actually don't think she's transitory. Jerome Powell was the first one who said that. They should both be removed from their posts because they're doing such an incredible disservice to the country. She should at least be honest. And she should say, I go to the grocery store every week like Miss Daisy. I ride in the back of the car, and I don't know what things cost, and I don't care because I'm so rich.
Yep.
But if she pivoted and said, I want you to be rich too, people might actually gravitate toward her and believe what she has to say. Or she could be honest and say, you know what, the economy has not recovered evenly. There are parts of the economy that are more expensive, and we're doing our best to work on things like the price of rice and flour and cookies and things you enjoy.
Potatoes.
And also the price of rent. Homeowners insurance, it has gone up for people who are lucky enough to own a home right now, but for an entire generation, because the Fed has been so grossly mishandled, first by her and now Jerome Powell, they may never be able to afford a home. Shame on her.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.